Alright, so I have the shifter insert here. It finished drying and it dried up nice. I mean, that clear coat didn't make it quite as shiny as I was hoping for, but it did an okay job. Now here's what it looks like. I'm gonna hold it sideways so you can see more of it. That sort of marbling texture that came out in the previous video when I rolled that latex glove across it. Yesterday I was pretty excited when I painted this up, and I went ahead and tossed it onto the car without adhering it or anything, just to see what it looks like. And let me show you what it looks like and then tell you a couple of my thoughts around, where I might be going with this and with the car styling in general. This just lays down in here like this to preview what it would look like if I were to go ahead and actually glue it into place. And I gotta say, as excited as I was, the second I laid it into place, I was a little disappointed with the look. I mean, in my opinion, it's just really, really jarring. I think even if I were to glue that down and get it flush, these two colors just don't really seem to jive with anything in the car, in my opinion. So I think this was a fun little trial, but I think it's just a little too homemade. As much as I'd like to incorporate some of my art into this car, I don't think this is the way to do it. So I think that's gonna change. And tonight I'm gonna go ahead and repaint it solid white, place it back in here, see if it looks any better. So one small lesson I learned from yesterday's first attempt at this was it was really nice to be able to pick up this piece and fold this table down and put it out of my way. And so I've gone ahead, got the table to hold it up while I'm painting, but I set it on this smaller little block of wood that I can paint on, so I can just lift it up and fold the table up and put it away for the night when I'm done. Let's go ahead and hit this with the white again. I know this is now more layers of paint on top of what's already way too many layers of paint on this thing, but this has become sort of a salvage job. And I'm gonna go ahead and clear coat that as well. As you can see, the rain has picked up. It had the first break in the rain really all day, which is why I thought maybe I could shoot this now. So while that's drying, I'll talk you through sort of a little bit of my vision as I spent some more time thinking about what I really want to do with this car moving forward. Of course, this is still really open-ended. It really could go any number of directions, but here's what I'm thinking for now. I mean, I really do like the clean look of the white paint job on the exterior, and I want the interior to maintain that beautiful sort of retro styling, where the shapes of things and the way they're laid out is still that 70s feel, but I do want to modernize it a little bit, where I want things to feel clean and intentional and not so worn out. And so one thing I'm thinking is maybe I continue on with this mostly black interior. I don't intend to swap the carpet out. The carpet's in really good shape. The seats obviously are another story. You've seen them. So I think I need to go ahead and get new seat covers, but I may do white seats or black seats, but black or white. And the theme I'm kind of thinking is black or white throughout the car. So I think the wood veneer still got to go. I don't really like the wood veneer, but I think what I'll do is treat that white, treat that center shifter insert white as well. And then the seats either be black or white. It depends. That's going to come later. Honestly, I wonder what it might look like to do one of each. That'd be kind of interesting. Maybe a little ugly. Who knows? But one thing I was thinking for these panels here that run the length of the door on the inside that are currently wood veneer is, okay, those might be nice if they're clean white. So the door is largely this big pane of black. It might look kind of nice to break it up with that white streak. I love the shape of that wood veneer insert. I just don't like the texture they put onto it. One other idea I had, if I really want to keep this car mine and make it my own, and I don't intend to try to sell it in whatever its current state is to somebody else once I've done what I want to do to it, I may actually go ahead and add some touches of my own artwork inside the car. So I'm thinking about treating it with the mostly black interior with these white accents, and then with just a fine black line, doing some line drawing, some tiny little detail artwork hidden throughout the car might be kind of neat. So for these side panels, what I'm thinking is, amidst all this black that's in here, if this were a streak of white with a really wide, tiny little landscape painting happening along it, I'm talking like just some small little hills and trees and maybe a little mountain in the background or a little house with some smoke, but I'm just thinking of a super wide aspect ratio, tiny little custom painting right inside there, just black and white line drawing with like a dip pen or something. Could be a really neat little touch to the car. It'd be easier for me if I could pull this panel off of the door. There's a screw in there I could probably loosen. I'm not sure what all it would take to get this off and if I could get it back on, but if I could get in there, remove this, I could tape off what I wanted and hand paint it. And that might be kind of neat to have one on that side, the same on the driver's side, not an identical painting, but same theme. Could be kind of a neat touch. And then as for the center, we're seeing this would have that white outline. I'm not sure if I would touch that at all. There's already so much busyness happening in here that I probably wouldn't add any line drawings. It's also just a very awkward shape to try and paint inside of. It's got these really thin dividers. It's sort of like a 4-pane window. So I probably won't touch that with the ink drawings. I could keep that clean white. And then these 4 little windows are each an opportunity for some sort of custom touch to the car. So this currently slides open and close, and inside there's that metal insert with the cigarette lighter and this tiny, tiny little, I guess that was an ashtray. I could think about what I want to do with each of these panels to sort of modernize it, sort of make it my own. This currently says, park, there's a space, reverse, neutral. It doesn't even say drive. Third gear is drive in this car. Largely just informational about the order that these gears appear in on the shifter. I think that information could really easily be moved to right here, and then that would open this up for something else. I'm not sure what I would want to put in there yet, but it could be something kind of neat. I like this black circular shifter. I probably will keep this, especially if I can polish the end of it up to make it nice. I don't know, there's an opportunity for something to be modernized in this section. And then as I look at the gauges, they're really actually fairly cheaply made looking. They got these plastic doors on them, and then nothing terribly interesting in terms of the styling. And so one thing I considered there as well would be to totally monochrome out the entire interior, which would include getting these a new face, right? And I could actually design and print my own, I believe, if I could get to these gauges. I mean, this is just a printed decal. And so what I could do is I would probably make these largely a white background each with black text. So sort of invert what's there now. And then these teeny little needles, I would probably treat black as well. Totally monochrome the inside of this car. Stick with the black and white theme, could be really interesting. Those are some thoughts I have for where the car is going to be moving forward.